When it comes to youth sports, how serious a problem are concussions?
You know, concussions really are the silent epidemic in youth sports, and you know, I think lately the media is very obviously showing that people are starting to realize the seriousness of concussions, and it's becoming more prevalent. But the problem is it's such a mysterious condition, and it's so hard to recognize. And even though everybody knows about concussion, nobody really knows anything about concussion. So,
because of that mysterious aspect, how does a mom or dad on the field or a coach who's coaching for the first time, how do you even get a hint that there might be something wrong?
Step one is you have to have the index of suspicion. You have to realize that an event just happened. They hit their head. They fell to the floor. Something happened that could cause a brain injury. Part two is they've got to actually take the time and the effort to interact and communicate with the kid. It's a real natural for a kid to immediately bounce up, try to be tough, try to play it off. And in doing so, they don't want to appear weak. They want to please. They're there to please their coach. They're there to please their parents. And so they may maintain eye contact. They may focus on you. They may do everything they can except communicate. And that's not good enough. The critical point is you've got to test their processing speed. Because at the end of the day, the subtle little things like their speech, their memory, their interaction, their awareness, where are they, who are they, what are they doing, what position were they playing, what just happened, oh, I don't remember, Coach. Those are all really pivotal signs and symptoms of a concussion. And it's not hard to recognize if you ask anything, but you have to assess the brain performance.
And it seems like kind of a fine balance because we obviously teach kids to be like sort of tough. You know, you want them to not like come to the sidelines for every little minor aching pain. So how do you draw the line and teach kids that you got to be honest and you got to let us know how you're feeling?
You encourage it because it's about coming back in the game in a little while if it turns out they're fine. It's about playing tomorrow. It's about playing next weekend. It's about not having that injury that prevents you from playing forever. You know, the consequence if you don't take it seriously is that you have a severe brain injury. One of the guys in the audience from the last thing came up to me and talked to me after the talk and basically described how he was fine. He told everybody, and he played another 30 minutes at a football game in high school, and now he's involved with youth sports in his community in Carolina. And basically, he ended up with a subdural hemorrhage and a brain bleed and an operation on his brain, and because he toughed it out and played. So it's critically important that the kids understand it. No, you want to let us know if you're injured because you'll heal faster if you let us know, bottom line.
And talk about a little bit about the healing aspect compared to how children heal from a concussion compared to adults in that whole process.
Well, there's a huge myth that kids for concussion, just like in almost everything else, will heal faster than adults. Concussion is one of the few sports injuries where that is entirely false. Children's brains are not well formed yet. They're a little immature. They don't have the same protective sheaths around all the little brain cells. And so consequently, it takes less injury, less severe momentum or impact to cause a more severe injury. So kids take longer to heal. It takes less to cause a bad problem. And kids need more special attention than anybody.
Once a child's had a concussion, obviously parents are going to be concerned about when their child is safe to return. How does a parent make that judgment of when the child is okay to come back to play?
The bottom line is, excuse me, once the index of suspicion is there and there's a presence that this kid may be concussed, he needs to be evaluated by a concussion expert, whether it be an athletic trainer or a sports medicine doc or family practice doc trained in concussion management. They need to be evaluated for signs, symptoms, and objective findings that would tell you, hey, this kid's concussed. How long they're going to stay out of sport is complicated and unique to each kid and each situation. And only a trained concussion expert really can make those subtle distinctions because it is a little bit nebulous.
Last question, what would be the number one take-home message you would want to get across to volunteer coaches or parents with dealing with children in sports when it comes to concussions?
Communication. Teach them early, teach them late, teach them constantly. Make sure you have open dialogue. Make sure you understand what each kid's capable of because it's those subtle changes in their performance or their communication or their interaction that are the biggest clues objectively that, hey, this kid's not okay. You know, and that's what you need to make these intelligent decisions.
That's perfect. Thank you very much.